Just want to give you a quick update on the Silverado. As you can see, I sprayed it. I bought a kit on Amazon with the matching color, which is like metallic blue mink or something. And to me, it looks black. You know what? I'll go around the other side and I'll show you how it looks next to the actual color, because they're similar. I think it's the right color. But what I'm getting at, you see, it didn't lay down very nice. You can see the stripes. I mean, it's actually showing up in the camera. It looks even worse. Well, you see the coat of pollen on there already too. But here's the actual color. It barely looks blue. It's very, very dark blue. But I wrote the company and I said, well, let me say this. The kit came with a quart can. So I'm reading the instructions. It says, you know, apply the base coat, blah, blah, blah. It says nothing about reducing it. So I put it on right out of the can. And it laid down, I think, a little thick. There was a little sputter going on. I didn't like the way it came out. But when I wrote the company for technical advice, after I put it on, they said, oh yeah, you're supposed to reduce it 2 to 1. So now I'm like, oh geez, what do I do? So I'm going to try to give this a wet sand before I put the clear coat over it. But I asked them, I wrote them back, I said, you know, it wasn't in the instructions, you want to send me another quart. So maybe I'll get lucky and they'll send me another quart. And I'll have to do it again. But I'm going to hit this with like 1500 wet sand. Looks like it's about to thunderstorm here. So I don't think I'll be laying on any clear coat today. But at least I can, you know, give this a quick sanding. Well, over a week has passed since I've done anything on the Silverado. I was getting ready to spray it over a week ago on a Sunday. And I got a phone call from my son's friend that he was in a mountain bike accident. So my wife and I had to rush up to New Hampshire, 3.5 hours away, and meet him in the ER. And he was there for a few days. And thankfully he's going to be okay, make a full recovery. But he had some multiple broken bones and injuries. He's going to be recovering for about 2 months here at home. So I've got to get back on the Silverado as best I can while keeping an eye on him. And then some other things happened. I was able to slip away yesterday to a car show. And I actually got a trophy. I want to show you this because I'm pretty proud of it, even though some might consider it a participation trophy because there were a lot of them. But this is a really cool looking trophy. And it kind of validates, I think some people were impressed with the work I did on my truck. It validates everything I've been doing. And I always like going to these car shows because I meet a lot of nice people there. And they tell me a lot of interesting things about what I could be doing better. And I like looking at the other cars as well and making videos of those. So what I'm going to do today is try to get back on the Silverado. Just to give you an update, I want to put one more coat on this here on the left side. I missed a few spots. Now if you notice, all the masking paper is falling off. I'm going to have to take that off. It's all wet. It's been rained on several times. I'm going to have to redo that. And then it's left some marks with the tape, so I'm going to have to clean that up. And here's the hood that didn't come out very well, and I'm going to have to wet sand that before I do that again. Now, I do want to mention the name of the company that sold me the paint with no directions. I'm going to try to find that can so I can show it to you. I think it's XR products or something I got on Amazon, and they were just not very sympathetic when I, you know, said, hey, you should have really told me that you need to cut the paint 2 to 1 before you spray it. And they were like, well, everybody knows it's ready, it has to be cut. Well, everybody doesn't know, obviously. I didn't know, but they were not willing to send me a replacement quart. Instead, I had to buy a replacement ready to spray paint, and I'm going to put the next coat on with that, and then I'm going to clear it, which needs to be cut because I had to ask them twice whether I had to cut the clear or not. So I'm not a fan of doing everything twice, but you know, if you watch my channel, I do everything twice, mostly 3 times. But, you know, this paper is all wrinkled. The tape is coming off. It's peeling. Might as well just take it all off and start again. You see it leaves all that residue. I'm hoping acetone will take that residue off. So all I'll do is basically take this down, clean it up, and start over with fresh paper and fresh tape, and that'll be that. It's just going to take time. So I spent the morning, you know, prepping this hood and getting the truck outside ready. I was going to bring it in the garage, but I talked myself out of it. The wind keeps picking up and dying down, but I spent the morning retaping and remasking everything. So I'm about ready to spray it. Just want to wipe it down one more time with like 409 as a degreaser. Same thing with the hood. And then I'm going to get on top of the paint. So here's the paint. This is the original, came in the kit. This is Clearcoat. Supposed to mix that 2 to 1 according to the 3 emails I got back. It took me a while to get some answers from them. And then I bought this touch-up base coat, which is supposed to be ready to spray, but it doesn't say ready to spray on it like it did in the picture on Amazon. So now I'm nervous that maybe they just sent me another base coat out of the goodness of their hearts, which I know they didn't because I paid for it. And I bought a pint, not a quart. But I'm going to go for it and see what happens. So I opened the can up, and I already give it a shake, but I'm watching it drip. I don't know if you can see that. It drips very slow, like it needs to be reduced. So I'm very leery about just putting this in a spray gun like it is. Doesn't say ready to spray on it. I've got reducer. I'm just going to mix it 2 to 1 and hope for the best. Because look at that. It doesn't come off of there that easy. So that's about as good as it's going to get. I still see some stripes, but I just don't think it's dried yet. And I'm not sure. So instead of putting another coat on, I'm going to do the clear coat next. Hope for the best. Because I want this truck out of here. I want my next project. So, well, there it is. You can really see the blue in there now. It just pops it. I don't know if it's picking up on the camera, but there's like, you know, like a metal flake almost. But you can also see every wrinkle in my body filler work. So, you know, 6 of one, half dozen the other. But I guess this takes a couple days to set up, and then you try to buff out the, it's got a little orange peely to it. But I think it came out pretty good for the amateur that I am using a Harbor Freight gun. Let me show you the hood. This was done under, you know, better conditions because it's inside. And there weren't that many flaws in the hood. I mean, there were some scratches, deep scratches that and chips that I probably could have filled a little better. But I like the way that came out. So thanks for watching, and I'll post up another video soon.